Hello and welcome to Look Good, Feel Better. Today I am your host for our Feel Better session. My name is Alana Triai and I am so excited to be here today. I am a national volunteer for Look Good, Feel Better, and in that role I conduct virtual workshops for women who are dealing with the appearance-related side effects of cancer treatment. When I'm not hosting Feel Better sessions like this or those live virtual workshops, I'm also a field executive for Clinique. Today's topic is so important to so many people. We're talking about hair and scalp care today. As all of us know, our hair is often such a defining characteristic of who we are. And when we experience changes to our hair or also to our scalp, it can greatly impact our emotional well-being. We know that this is particularly true amongst cancer patients, but hair and scalp health, they affect all of us. That's why we are so excited today to be joined by Lisa Caddy, trichologist for our friends at Philip Kingsley. If you are unfamiliar with that term, a trichologist helps to examine hair loss and scalp issues in a holistic way. They evaluate personal history, lifestyle, genetic factors, and also environmental conditions that might be the root cause of hair loss. They are able to suggest treatments, provide nutritional advice, advice on changes to lifestyle to help improve the health and appearance of the hair and also the scalp. I have a list of questions for Lisa, but you are all welcome to put your questions in the chat. But before we weigh in and begin on this important topic, I wanted to quickly introduce you to the Look Good, Feel Better program. Look Good, Feel Better provides free workshops to people with cancer to help them manage the appearance-related side effects of cancer treatment, to improve morale, and to face cancer with confidence. Professional beauty volunteers like myself provide lessons on skin, makeup, nail care, wigs, turbans, head coverings, wardrobe, and also styling. It is truly my honor to be part of a program that provides incredible support, advice, and uplifts the spirits of women going through the challenging circumstances of cancer treatment. Every smile that we create in these workshops, it's just beyond rewarding. And for over 30 years, Look Good, Feel Better has created over 2 million of those smiles across 27 countries around the world. Look Good, Feel Better sessions are 100% free. They provide advice to anyone undergoing cancer treatment. And if you or someone you know and love would love more information on this, we invite you to visit our website at www.lookgoodfeelbetter.org. One more quick thing before I introduce you to our special guest. We are thrilled that as part of this month's Feel Better sessions in May, Philip Kingsley is offering a special beauty gift. Each time that you donate $20 to Look Good, Feel Better during or after this session, your name will be entered into this drawing. Just click the donate button below or text Feel Good to 44321. That's Feel Good to 44321. And don't forget to include your email, as that's how we're going to notify the winners. So let me go ahead and get our special guest with us. Hi, Lisa.
Alana, so good to see you. How are you?
I am so well. Lisa, I have started to cue you up to our audience, but I just have a few more things that I want to share with them about you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, honestly. And I'm just listening to you already. Your introduction and what you do for Look Good, Feel Better is so life-changing and it's just incredible. So yeah, I'm really happy to chat with you. When you're done, you finish.
So kind of you. It's my honor and my pleasure to get to introduce all of you to Lisa. Lisa is a board accredited trichologist and also a certified life coach. She's a member of both the Institute of Trichologists as well as the Royal Society of Public Health. She now serves as the education manager for Philip Kingsley, leading their global team of international partners and serving as an ambassador for the organization as well as for hair and scalp health. Having experienced hair loss herself, Lisa understands the deep psychological impact that hair loss can have on all of us. Today, we are so lucky to get to spend time with Lisa. She and the entire Philip Kingsley family have been gracious supporters of Look Good, Feel Better and the women we serve for many years. It's my pleasure to formally introduce you to Lisa. Lisa, thanks so much again for joining us.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this chat, Alana, because we have a lot of synergy, don't we? So yeah, hopefully this will be really helpful to everyone who's tuning in, and we're very grateful to everyone who's joining as well. So thank you.
Absolutely. Lisa, I think the term trichologist can be new for some people. Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about Philip Kingsley and also what you do in your role as a trichologist?
Yeah, absolutely. Trichology is quite a new word for a lot of people, actually, but we've been around for a long time. I mean, I've been with Philip Kingsley for almost 20 years now. I'm a consultant trichologist, and trichology is all about the science of the hair and the scalp, or the study of the science of the hair and the scalp. And as a consultant trichologist, myself and my wonderful colleagues in our New York clinic and also in our London clinic have private consultations with our clients who are concerned with either hair loss, for whatever reason that might be. It might be that they have a particular scalp condition, or they're unhappy with what we call the cosmetic appearance of their hair. So their hair might be very damaged and breaking. And so we have full consultations where we talk to our clients about their general health, their medications, their lifestyle, their family history, and nutrition, amongst other things. And we will reach a diagnosis. We thoroughly examine every one of our clients, and we reach a diagnosis, and then we draw up together a treatment plan that is manageable for that client at home. And then we're with them on that journey, because hair loss can be a long journey for some people, but it can be very quick and correctable for others. And we stay with them and hold their hand while they're going through their journey, because we do really understand the immense psychological impact that hair loss can have on lots of people, and also long-standing scalp conditions as well. And so yeah, it's a really interesting field, and we just want to help as many people as we can to have the best hair that they possibly can.
Lisa, I love how you spoke about that holistic approach, and hair loss also being an important topic for many women, especially women who may find themselves in cancer treatment. Could you tell us just a little bit more about this great relationship that Philip Kingsley and Look Good, Feel Better have, and how you help us to help women and people who are in cancer treatment?
Well, you do such important work, Alana, at Look Good, Feel Better, and I'm sure that it's appreciated by everybody. And it's actually a charity that's very close to the heart of the Kingsley family, but also everyone who works at Philip Kingsley, ourselves, because our relationship with Look Good, Feel Better goes back to 2016. But actually the story goes back to 2006, when actually Mrs. Kingsley, so Joan Kingsley, was being treated for breast cancer herself, and Philip decided to formulate some products for Mrs. Kingsley that were very gentle on her hair and scalp while she was going through her chemotherapy. And so he formulated a product range called No Scent, No Colour, which is extremely gentle and it's great for sensitive skin. And he made it just for Joan. And so it's free from colouring agents and parabens, fragrance, sodium lauryl sulfate, perfect for people going through cancer treatment, to take care of their hair and scalp. And so we formed this relationship with Look Good, Feel Better in 2016. We sold 47,000 units of our No Scent, No Colour products since then. And we've been able to donate 27,000 British pounds to the Look Good, Feel Better cancer charity since that time. So it's something we're very happy to do and very proud to do. And as I say, it's very close to our hearts as well.
Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing that story on behalf of the organization. I know in the chat box, so many hearts just came through, and the generous, donations that you make that go so far to help women as well. Lisa, I think that there's probably, some commonality to maybe some of the questions or concerns that you deal with at the clinic. Could you talk to us about some of those most common questions and concerns?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we see such a diverse range of hair loss conditions and scalp conditions, but some of the most common ones, the first one at the top of that list is female or male pattern hair loss. And so female or male pattern hair loss is also called androgenetic alopecia. That's its trichological name. And what that looks like is when we start to go thin, our hair goes particularly thin on the top. And it is a genetic condition which can be treated. It's a progressive condition, but we can treat it and hold it stable. And it seems to be a very common hair loss condition where the hair follicles get smaller and the hair starts to get thinner over time. The second most common hair loss condition say that we see is something called telogen effluvium. And it's really a fancy name for an increase in hair shedding, so excessive hair shedding. When you wash your hair, when you handle it, you're physically seeing too much hair coming out. And that hair loss condition is actually very correctable. It's a temporary condition. It can be caused by things like nutritional deficiencies. It might be certain medications. It can be stress. It can be rapid weight loss. There are lots of causes of telogen effluvium. But the good thing is it's fixable once you find out, and you can dig a bit deeper into what might be causing it. And that might mean having some blood tests done. Then you can fix those causes and the hair loss should correct. And then the third thing, let's not forget scalp health. So we see clients who's suffering with maybe, long-term scalp conditions such as irritation, scalp flaking, inflammatory scalp conditions like eczema and psoriasis. And those can be really debilitating conditions for people. And so we also diagnose and treat these conditions as well. Very common things that are going on from hair loss to scalp conditions, but also not forgetting, people unhappy with the condition of their hair if it's been over processed, too much heat, too much damage. So we help with the cosmetic appearance of hair as well. And there are lots of myths around hair and scalp. And so any opportunity we get to try and bust some of those myths, we bring that into our consultations as well.
Oh my gosh, you lead me perfectly into my next question, which is there are so many hair myths out there. We're all on social media more. We're reading different things. Should you do this? Should you do that? Like, for example, is washing your hair too much bad?
So glad you asked this question. This is the burning question that everybody wants to know the answer to. And I think, it's a myth that's perpetuated over time. Is shampooing bad? No, I'm going to turn that on its head. Shampooing is really good for your hair and for your scalp. And most people will be really shocked to hear that, because we're told that shampooing can make your hair fall out, or it can make your hair more greasy, or your hair, if you leave it long enough without shampooing, it will self-clean and all of these things. Well, no, let me tell you, shampooing your scalp is good because it promotes a healthy, clean scalp environment. Our scalps are constantly producing sweat and oil. We've got dead skin cell turnover that's building up on the scalp. There is pollution, there's bacteria on the scalp, odors, all of those things. And so actually that's not a healthy scalp environment. If we're leaving our scalp too long with all of this buildup, it can in some cases lead to some forms of hair loss. So there's lots of good reasons to shampoo really frequently. It cleanses your scalp. It gives your scalp a healthier environment for your hair follicles to grow. They want to grow hair. And also, most people find actually if they're shampooing frequently, their hair tends to look better and it looks healthier and it looks cleaner. So go ahead. My message is always shampoo as often as you can. The balancing act is if you do lots of heat styling and things, try to take care with that, but don't shy away from shampooing. Really give your scalp a good cleanse. It's the best thing you can do for your hair.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, I am going to share that with so many people that I know. So thank you for giving us the backup information on that. Sounds like I need to increase the amount that I'm washing my hair as well. Lisa, many of the people who are joining us today are either in treatment or perhaps they have people they know and love who have gone through treatment. So I just want to ask you a question on this topic. Is there any advice or care that you would give to someone going through cancer treatment specifically regarding recovering their hair?
Yes, for sure. And I know that hair loss as a side effect of chemotherapy is one of the most dreaded side effects. And so it is, we hold our hair close to our hearts, and it's debilitating to think that we might lose that. Not everybody loses their hair during chemotherapy, but some people do. And some people lose a small amount of hair and other people lose their total scalp hair. Obviously, mental preparation before the cancer treatment is a good thing to have that understanding of when the hair loss might occur, and what might happen and how long recovery might be. But if you're already beyond that point and on that journey, or someone you know and love is, then it's about what can we do to make the hair grow back the best way it can. Well, you know, the good news is that most people will regrow their hair fully after chemotherapy. And so, you know, you don't need lots of magic potions to help that along. But I do understand that lots of people want to feel in control, or a bit more in control, and do something to make it feel that, you know, they're having an impact on their hair. And so I think one of the things is to make sure that your scalp is healthy. So don't neglect the scalp during treatment and after treatment. Still really important to shampoo, even if you've lost your hair, because you're taking care of your skin. Often people will experience dry skin or dry scalp and itching and flaking. So it's important to make sure that you're cleansing the skin because of that, but use a very neutral moisturizer on the skin, on the scalp, if the skin is very dry. Also look for products which are very calming and soothing. In our Philip Kingsley range, we do have something called a scalp tonic, which is called flaky itchy scalp tonic, and it's very good at soothing the skin and taking away the itching. So it's very good if the scalp is uncomfortable as well. And also I think, you know, when you're desperate to maybe have your hair colored again and start to get life back to normal, and wondering, you know, can I do all these styling things? Once you have the kind of go ahead from the oncologist to say you can start to put topical things on your scalp, then you can experiment with styling products and styling creams, and, you know, ways to wear your hair a bit funky because it's going to be quite short. But also, you know, when it comes to coloring, I would say I would wait a good 6 months after chemotherapy is finished to give your hair a good few inches of growth, and also only start that process once your scalp is healthy. Once you know, if you have a hairdresser that understands what you've been through and will do a patch test to you, that's still really important. Even if you were always fine with colour before, things really change after chemotherapy. And also looking after the hair that does grow through. You know, if the hair follicles want to grow a hair, and so we've got to give them the best chance. Nutrition is really important. If you've got appetite, then make sure you're having lots of protein in your diet. But also when the hair comes through, it can come through at first very baby fine and a bit fluffy. And lots of people want to massage, to stimulate the growth. So just take care of that, because that hair is very fragile, and that can be broken quite easily. That's a temporary phase. The hair will come back stronger and as it was before. But again, it can also come back more curly when it used to be straight. But that is a temporary phase as well. So lots of things to look out for. It is a slow process. Hair grows about 1 centimetre a month, but it does happen, and we can maybe enjoy that phase of hair being quite short, and do some funky things with it, or embrace the grey. If you come back grey, you might think this is the time to embrace the grey. So can be an opportunity.
And Lisa, during all of that wealth of information, you actually answered one of the questions that popped up from our audience. They were asking about foods to eat. So I just want to highlight that you talked about the protein being so important when your appetite comes back. So you're right on our audience's mind with their questions. And
Great.
you share so much important and valuable information with us already in this time. When we're experiencing something like hair loss or perhaps some scalp issues, I know knowledge can just go such a long way for us. And understanding why our bodies behave the way they do gives us, you know, some tools to manage the changes and get to feel, you know, a little bit more in control. We did have some questions that our community sent in advance of this session. Could I ask you a few of those?
Go ahead. I'd love to try and answer. Yes, for sure.
Lisa, how has your own personal history shaped how you help people who are dealing with hair loss?
Alana, this always makes me a bit emotional. And the reason is, in a good way, the reason is, you know, I struggled with hair loss probably from my 30s, and was always looking for an answer before I found Philip Kingsley. And so I know firsthand how distressing it is, first of all. Searching for those answers, clutching at straws, not knowing where to go for help. But actually, once I found Philip Kingsley and I, you know, came on board and started to work with Philip Kingsley and, you know, qualified as a consultant trichologist, I then got this deep, deep understanding of the hair and how the hair grows and the science of hair. But I think how it really helps me in my role as a trichologist is I can speak from the heart. So I don't just sit with my clients and say, oh, you just need to try this and take that, and you know, not have that connection. I understand when there's tears in a consultation, when the tissues come out, when people say, I want to wear a hat all the time, I don't want my friends to see me, I can't talk about this. You know, it kind of touches me here. I can feel it because I've been through that, and I absolutely know how debilitating it is and what it does to your self-esteem and your confidence. And so I think that's a very long answer to a short question, but it's I have that connection, and I can actually say, look, I've been in your shoes and I know exactly how this feels, and that's helpful.
No, Lisa, we appreciate that answer. I don't know if you could see all of the hearts floating up as you were sharing, and we just appreciate you getting personal with us and letting us know what inspired you and how it fuels the amazing work that you and Philip Kingsley do today. On that note, is there anything new to address hair loss and scalp health out there that's exciting to you right now?
Well, you know, as trichologists, we try to stay ahead of research, or kind of keep up with research, should I say, not stay ahead. But you know, there are other treatments which are kind of phasing into trichology now, not just topical treatments, but things like laser therapy, light treatments. And so there are things on the horizon which need more research and more study, but it will mean that there are a broad array of options for all different kinds of hair loss and scalp conditions. But stem cell treatment is probably one of the most exciting, I'm going to say treatments that is there in the background. And I think once that research and those studies are developed, then that will be life-changing for people suffering with hair loss. But I think we've got to wait a little bit longer, but it is very exciting.
That is super exciting. Lisa, one last kind of big question here. If you had a key message to deliver to everyone who's out there with us today or watching this on replay, what would it be?
Well, I'm going to be cheeky and say two. My first quick one is shampoo your hair and scalp. Don't forget that. Don't shy away from it. You have better hair and scalp if you do. Secondly, but actually very important, is you know, your hair is a very good barometer of your general health. So pay attention to what's happening with your hair. You know, if you have a thyroid problem, your hair might get very dry and brittle. If you have a nutritional deficiency, you might see excessive hair shedding. So think about those things. If you're seeing changes in your hair, if something's not the way it was, if something's not right, pay attention to that, because actually it might be something that is going on health-wise for you. And it's good, not just from a hair perspective, but it's good from your general health perspective to get those things looked into, whether it's seeing your doctor or having some blood tests done. But yes, see your hair as a barometer of your general health. And if something's changing, just do pay attention to that.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, that's huge. Seeing our hair as the barometer of health, and all those things that you mentioned that our hair could, you know, help us get to the bottom of, is absolutely incredible. Lisa, we have had so much love in the chat. We have, you know, had so much comments of how much everyone has enjoyed this session. So I'm sure there's many people out there in our audience who would love to know how to find you and Philip Kingsley and your services after this session. Could you let us know where we can find you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So Philip Kingsley, the Philip Kingsley on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram is Philip_Kingsley. And on Facebook, we are just Philip Kingsley. And our website is www.philipkingsley.com. And if you want to follow me, I am Lisa_P Kingsley on Instagram.
I am definitely following you now because I have to get more of this amazing wisdom. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, Philip Kingsley. This session has been so informative. I want to let our whole audience out there know, whether you're watching us live right now or you join us on replay, our friends at Philip Kingsley invite you to drop onto their Instagram and ask any questions that you have. So Lisa, thank you guys for that. I've learned so much, and I hope that everyone else who is joining us has as well. On behalf of the entire Look Good, Feel Better family, Lisa, we are beyond grateful to you for sharing not only your incredible wisdom, but also your time and your insights with us today. And we want to thank
Great pleasure, Alana. Thank you.
Oh, no, all the pleasure is mine. Like, you have so much wisdom to share, and you share it in such an easy to understand way. I know our audience really appreciates that.
Good.
And that takes me to thanking all of you who are with us, whether you're joining us today live or you're watching us on replay. We hope that this has been time well spent for you. And don't forget, each time that you make a donation of $20 or more to Look Good, Feel Better during or after this session this month, you're going to be entered into a drawing. Philip Kingsley is doing a great beauty giveaway. Just click the donate button below or text Feel Good to 44321. That's Feel Good to 44321. And don't forget to include your email address, because that is how you'll find out if you are the winner of this amazing prize giveaway. Finally, we want to give a huge shout out to our lineup of Look Good, Feel Better Month sponsors. This includes Carmen D Beauty, Clinique, Emmy, Halo 42, author Jamie Gold, Philip Kingsley, and Beauty by Rudy. We want to thank all of you for joining us today. We hope to see you at another Feel Better session soon. We definitely have something to offer for everyone, and we hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.